Coach, the transcription from this one was mind-blowing if you read it and didn't hear it. How surprised were you when you saw the final score here, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, and then you did, to see what the Cowboys actually did against the Jaguars?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't know.
Coach, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Take a break.
Yeah, a lot to say for that GQ article, though, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you gotta deal with adversity. You got to deal with success. You got to deal with them both the same way. You know, are you the same player every week? That's an important part of it. Are you the same team every week? Now, the flip side of that, Dak Prescott, I think, should hold off on the "I told you so" part of the press conference with the media. Let's slow that one down too, Nick. I thought this was the way that Dallas has to play, and you saw a lot more move the pocket plays. There were a significant amount of bootlegs where he gets to roll out and he's making plays on the move. There were the design quarterback runs. It was based around the running game. Now, what that does is it forces the defense to be in more zone coverage, which helps a guy like Cole Beasley, which helps those receivers because now they can find spaces in the zone. You know, Dak, when he starts running around, that creates some opportunities as well. Is it a long-term answer? I don't know. I think it's one of those things where the more you put your quarterback at risk, the more opportunities you have for him to not be the next week.
The question Coach is posing here is, can Dallas pose their will in this formula week after week? And that's the part that we question. Like, can you have less than 200 yards passing and win an NFL game? It's going to be awful hard. Now, if you're going to face the Jags with Blake Bortles, no Leonard Fournette, then, yeah, you could probably be successful. It'd be easier to duplicate, especially getting off to the type of start. That defense, Nick and I talked about it earlier in the year, we thought they were going to be underrated. We thought they had the ability to be a top 10 defense. And doesn't look like anyone's going to run away with from the NFC, so they still have time to put this team together. But Dak, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You are not an explosive offense. You are not a team that can back you up 35 times and throw the ball down the football field. So in this new NFL, where you have to be able to score, how can they come up with this same type of game plan where we're going to impose our will physically as far as an offensive line? Because I thought the offensive line played spectacular. Now, I thought Jacksonville, later on in the game, they started blowing some coverages. They started pointing some fingers from a defensive standpoint. So that's something I'm going to watch going forward. But very, very positive for Dallas to be able to get this win with no one expected with this decisive margin of victory.
This was the best game for the Cowboys all year, obviously. It was the most shocking result to me in the league this weekend. Not that the Cowboys won, but that they were up 24-0 at halftime. This game was over midway through the second quarter. That was shocking to me. The way that the style in which the Cowboys played is the style they've got to play, where they still 175 yards passing or 180 yards passing. Dak getting out on the run, I understand your concerns about his health doing that, but that is a weapon they have in an offense that doesn't have a lot of arrows to shoot. It's
not a weapon, though, when people know it's coming. So if you're going to try to do this moving forward, they're going to have it. Like next week, you will have people expecting Dak to run the ball more.
But if you want me to take the Cowboys seriously as even just a contender in their division, I got to see them take this show on the road. This year on the road, they're 0-3, scoring 13 points a game, averaging 2 turnovers a game. At home, 3-0, 28 points a game, no turnovers. Like, at home, the Dallas Cowboys at home have been a very good football team this year. Dallas Cowboys on the road have been a disaster. So I give them credit. They beat a team in Jacksonville that's now coming off back-to-back kind of puzzling defensive performances, back-to-back bad offensive performances. Jacksonville's got some soul-searching to do this week. But the Cowboys they've gone loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. And that's also been road, home, road, home, road, home. They need to show some level of consistency if they're going to be considered a real playoff contender.
So if having Dak run the ball is not going to be sustainable, is there something you can take away from that game, be it play calling, be it whatever it is, that they can now use moving forward that is sustainable?
Well, it's not that it's not sustainable. You're just upping the ante on the chance of him getting hurt, and that's the risk you take with any running quarterback. What I want to see, this game was a little bit unique in the sense that they got ahead early, and so it was easy to continue to run the ball. Yes. When they're behind by 14 or when they're behind by 12 and they do need to continue to run the ball, will they have the patience to stay with that program? Oftentimes, coordinators, once they get down by 10 or 12.
That's what happened at Jacksonville.
And you turn into this offense that you're not. That you're not, and it only makes things worse, where with Dallas, they can really continue to stay with the program and be patient, and that gives them their best chance, even if they're down by 10 or 12.
If they get Travis Frederick back, they can lean on the running game. Like, you can account for a certain number of yards. You can't account for your quarterback having his career high every week. His career high going into this game was 50-something yards, 52 yards. I think he had 80 in this game, 80-something in this game. So you can't rely on that. That's why we say it's not sustainable. There's no quarterback that can take the pounding. Cam Newton can't take the pounding, so there's no way we can expect any other quarterback will take the pounding. I think them playing well at home. So now they're undefeated at home.
Yep.
They've lost all their games on the road. If they can get 7 wins at home, win 7 of their 8 at home, all they got to do is win 3 games, and they can get on into the playoffs. So I thought what they did yesterday was promising. You know, how can we continue to dominate at home? And we only need 3 road wins. Now, they haven't had a road win yet, but I believe those are realistic goals for the Dallas Cowboys.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.